It was the end of the school session, and the holidays had begun. Meet Sandra, a vibrant 7-year-old bursting with enthusiasm. She absolutely adores her grandmother Eunice and eagerly anticipates every holiday visit to Grandma's house. Her excitement is infectious, and it lights up the whole house. One day, amidst the laughter and games with her little brother Zach, their mother, Mrs. Tricia, breaks the news. "Tomorrow, my love, you'll be off to Grandma's house." Sandra's joy knows no bounds. Her eyes sparkle like the stars on a clear night. "Yippee! Whoop! I'll make sure to pack everything up this evening," she exclaims. She can hardly contain her excitement as she busily packs her bag for the much-anticipated visit. Sandra knows that her time with Grandma Eunice will be filled with love, laughter, and treasured moments. She is blissfully unaware of the extraordinary adventure that awaits her. The following day, Sandra, her mum, and Zach set out for Grandma Eunice's house. "Look who is here!" Grandma Eunice screamed from the front yard of the house, a wide grin spreading across her wrinkled face. Sandra, her eyes twinkling with excitement, dashed towards her grandmother, arms flung wide for the warmest of embraces. "Grandma!" she cried out, her laughter echoing through the peaceful countryside. Meanwhile, Mrs. Tricia and Zach, the youngest of the family, strolled in leisurely, soaking in the serene atmosphere of Grandma Eunice's home. As the day unfolded, Sandra was introduced to Elvis, a lively teenager, and a kind-hearted Christian lady, both of whom lived with Grandma Eunice. Their warm smiles and friendly banter instantly made Sandra feel at home. Playful games and shared laughter filled the air, creating a sense of camaraderie that was almost tangible. The first day at Grandma Eunice's was always special, and this time was no different. With hearts filled with joy, the four embarked on an adventure to explore Grandma Eunice's vast farm. The place Sandra went to play was close to the farm, so there was no need to be afraid of safety. This was a space where she felt free to explore and enjoy the freshness of nature, but today it held a surprise that would shake her to her core. As she frolicked around, her joy was abruptly punctuated by an unexpected sight: a large and aggressive dog. Its menacing growl echoed through the open fields, and its eyes bore into Sandra, causing fear to grip her heart. The dog advanced toward her, its growls growing louder and more threatening. The tranquil playground transformed into a stage of terror. "Help! Grandma, help!" Sandra cried out, her voice a desperate plea against the harsh barks of the dog. She called out for Elvis, her voice straining with fear and urgency. But her cries for help fell on deaf ears as she had strayed too far from the farm. Her heart pounded in her chest as she ran, but the dog was relentless. It chased her with an intensity that seemed to match her fear. Suddenly, the dog lunged at her, tearing her clothes in a display of aggression that left Sandra paralyzed with fear. In her moment of desperation, when all hope seemed lost, Sandra cried out, "Jesus!" The name that had been taught to her as a refuge in times of trouble, the name she had heard in prayers and songs, now became her lifeline. And then something miraculous happened. The once angry dog abruptly calmed down. Its growls ceased, replaced by a quiet whimper. Its tail, which had been stiff with aggression, now wagged gently. The dog, which a moment ago had been the embodiment of her fear, now trotted away harmlessly. The once angry dog calmed down, wagging its tail as it trotted away. Sandra stood there, her heart still racing, but filled with a sense of awe and gratitude. The name of Jesus had indeed been her shield, her covering, protecting her from the fierce dog. This encounter was not just a brush with danger, but a profound testament to the power of faith and divine protection. Sandra's heart overflowed with gratitude as she marveled at how the name of Jesus could protect her from such a fierce dog. With a newfound courage, she sprinted back to her grandmother, her heart pounding in her chest. "Something incredible happened, Grandma," she exclaimed, breathlessly recounting her terrifying encounter. Her words tumbled out in a rush, painting a vivid picture of the aggressive dog, her fear, and the miraculous intervention. Grandma Eunice listened in awe, her heart swelling with pride for her brave granddaughter. "Sandra," she said gently, "you've experienced divine protection firsthand. When you called on Jesus, he was there to shield you. That's the power of faith and prayer, my child." With a nod of understanding, Sandra's eyes sparkled with the realization of this profound truth. She felt a comforting warmth envelop her, a tangible reminder of the protective covering she had just experienced. Sandra now knew that God is indeed our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And that was her captivating tale of faith, divine protection, and miracles.